that, and the other.
Hi everybody, I'm Danny C. Fletcher, and this is the This, That, and the Other show. And I'm excited about this guest right here. Her name is Kathleen Davis. Hi, Kat.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. We call her Kat.
We call it, yeah. Kat's much easier than Kathleen.
Yeah. So, how you doing today?
Doing great. It's getting a little hot out there, but you know, we've had a good season so far, and the heat's expected, so.
Summer's here.
We're doing good. Summer is here. It has arrived.
And speaking of heating up, it's really heating up for you.
It is, yes.
You got a big event coming. I think you're wearing the T-shirt.
I'm wearing my brand, yes. Summer for me in downtown Carlsbad means the beginning of our very busy event season, which kicks off with CavernFest.
Okay, now I guess I forgot. I should have started with this. Kat is the executive director of Main Street here in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Now, there's Main Street organizations in a lot of places, right?
Yes, there are. So Carlsbad Main Street is our local program, but we belong to New Mexico Main Street, who they belong to Main Street America. So It's actually a national movement.
And the purpose of it is to promote downtown communities?
Yes. So the National Main Street organization was formed kind of late 1970s, and that was around the time of like the big box boom starting to approach, where you would start to get your Hobby Lobbies and all of those were popping up. So it's actually more late 80s, 90s. And you started to see what used to be your thriving downtowns, the hub of your community. I mean,
it started moving away
from downtown because these larger companies and corporations, they wanted to build, and then you would start to see your mom and pop grocery store on the corner closing down because it was really hard to compete with national businesses and all of that. So the Main Street America program was founded really to be a nonprofit in small rural communities where these problems were kind of happening, just to offer resources, provide support, pretty much just be there for those local businesses. How can we either rebuild our downtowns or keep supporting what we have existing?
Now, you've been doing this several years now.
I have, yes.
And you don't have a whole big downtown to work with, but...
Yes, we don't, but there's a lot packed into it.
Oh, it is. And you've done a great job. The murals around downtown.
Thank you.
And your farmers market, and you have an event called Saturday mornings or something like that? You will have?
We will, yes.
Okay.
Starting a little bit later in June. We did last year at the end of the farmers market season add a couple of Saturday mornings back before my time and before the dreaded C word, COVID. Yeah. The markets in Carlsbad actually used to be on Saturday mornings, and with the success of us having them on Thursday nights and the third Thursday events, and just the growth kind of our organization, we're able to rebuild Saturday morning markets. So our farmers market season is June through October this year, and we will have Saturday mornings every other Saturday, as well as every Thursday night. As if I wasn't busy enough.
Yeah, if you're not busy enough.
Yeah.
And I know you got other things besides that. We just haven't got to them yet. Mm-hmm. I see a little resurgence in downtown, new businesses down there. Mm-hmm. And so you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And our county courthouse down there is just beautiful, and you got that beautiful gazebo right there.
Yep.
Your office right on the corner there,
right on the corner with the big window, so I get to keep an eye on everything, but also just really get to enjoy. I mean, we have one of the projects that our organization did was replace all the benches and trash cans. That was kind of during COVID, since we couldn't really do a lot of the events and things. And I have one right outside of my office window, and I think every time I see somebody sit down on that bench, it just all the stresses of your day kind of float away, and you get to kind of enjoy some of those fruits of your labor.
Well, you got a kiosk down there
And
now,
that I
too.
can see that directly from my office as well.
You have to keep that up?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
Cool. Yeah, at the digital kiosk, it's a interactive map of all of the businesses downtown, the events, all of that. So it's pretty cool.
so what brought you to Carlsbad?
I think you know my father.
I love your father. I want,
I was
him on the show.
I know, okay, well, I will pencil him in. I was actually going to give his answer when people usually ask that, which he says a plane. Yeah.
That sounds like your dad.
That does sound like him. So
Yeah.
when he's on the show, he better not steal that line because I beat him to it. But if people may not have caught by my name being Kathleen, is a very Irish traditional name. So I'm originally from County Clare in Ireland, and I moved to Carlsbad, New Mexico when I was 16 originally.
Really? So 16 years you lived in Ireland, born and raised there,
Yes.
basically.
Yes,
I
born and
mean,
raised.
Wow. And every once in a while, Kat, I can catch an Irish accent, but not like your daddy.
Maybe we should have he and I on here together, and then mine comes definitely a lot more to light.
You know, I thought about that. I
Yeah.
thought about having them on here with you, but we wanted to concentrate on Main Street and Cavern Fest
Yeah.
because I've talked to your dad a lot of times. He's a great guy, and he's got some great stories.
Sure, yes.
Yes.
He can do a whole segment.
Well, and this being on the internet and stuff like that, we can even tell some of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, right?
No, he's a great guy. He's done a lot of work for my wife too, and stuff like that in the construction and business. So I'm gonna have to get a hold of him. You tell him I'm looking for him.
I will.
Okay. So let's talk about Cavern Fest. It's a big event every year, right here in Carlsbad.
Yes.
Because we have the famous Carlsbad Caverns here.
We do. And Cavern Fest was started before my time with Main Street. It was when Carla Niemeyer was the executive director and Jason Turley was our board president. So I always refer to it as their love child, and now it's a full-fledged teenager, adult. I'm not even sure. In this year, I think this is our sixth or seventh year. Seventh.
Sixth or seventh year for Cavern
For
Fest
Cavern
or
Fest.
yours?
No, for Cavern Fest.
Because
This is my third Cavern Fest.
when did it actually start? Not too long before that.
Not
right?
too long.
Yeah, maybe before
but
you
then
got here.
Then it got to have a 2-year hiatus because of COVID. Yes.
yeah.
I believe 2018. That I think.
So
Or 17.
it's
Should have checked that before I came.
it's just a couple of weeks away.
It is.
So I know you're really, really, really busy, but it's not something that you just started working on. I guess as soon as the last one's over.
Pretty much, yeah. I actually, even for this year, we've already had some questions about next year, and I'm like, hold on, let me get through. Let me get through June 7th and 8th first, and then we'll start talking about
June
next year.
7th and 8th.
Yes.
When's it open kickoff? And it's downtown Carlsbad.
downtown Carlsbad.
They block the streets off. There's parking
Whichever
all the
way
way
you
around.
come from, you definitely can't miss it. But if you're looking for a specific address, I always give my office address,
Right.
102 South Canyon Street, because that is bang smack in the middle of all the action.
Right. They got the thing's grown so much. I mean, we got some super local bands, super great local artists, but Kat's last few years brought some pretty big name artists, and especially Texas artists.
Yes. We know here in Carlsbad, a lot of people refer to us as our Texas, a part of Texas sometimes. So we know Texas country is a really big hit here. I mean, you can't really go wrong with some country every now and then.
No, and you know, Texas music, it's country, but there's something about Texas music.
Yeah.
I don't know. And look us up where Carlsbad, New Mexico is. We're only about 50 miles from the Texas
From the
state
border,
line,
yeah.
depending on which direction you go.
Right.
But yeah, so we're New Mexicans, but we love our Texans too.
We do, for sure.
Yeah, and part of surveys that have been in Odessa and Midland, stuff like that, Lubbock, Carlsbad is one of the best weekend destinations.
It is, yes.
For people from those towns in Texas to come to.
Thankfully, I mean, here in Carlsbad, we have a lot of outdoor rec, which, like your Lubbock, your Midland, they don't really have as much. I mean, I know Lubbock has a lake, but we've got the beautiful Pecos River.
We've got the beautiful Pecos River.
We definitely get a lot of, especially for CavernFest, we get a lot of people from those areas, but I think even spring break, all throughout the summer, we'll get a lot of
And Kat's involved in a lot of different organizations, and she helps out a lot with stuff on the river, and we have great events down on the river, which you're a big part of too. And it's a nice, wide, beautiful blue river, and downtown's right there. You've got some you got some great restaurants in downtown. I know you don't have a lot. You got,
but we do.
Right, two or three?
The ones we have are amazing in my eyes. Right now, we actually have five. In the Main Street district, I will say.
Really?
Yeah, we have 5.
I just, you know, I love the hotel.
And they're all locally owned and completely unique and different menus. I mean,
and excellent food. I mean, I love the hotel. You know, just because
Trinity,
of the Trinity.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of the history. And the building.
The building itself, it's actually in our area. It's one of the only historic buildings on the National Register. So that's a fun fact.
Yeah, it's got a lot of
history. I mean, the owners are amazing. The staff is always great. The wine is great too.
and then you got the Lucky Bowl, and I love their green chili grits.
The grits, yeah.
Oh.
I think each one of the restaurants downtown have their own unique, like, New Mexican flair without being like a full Mexican restaurant.
Right.
Green chili grits. Then if you go over to Yellow Bricks, the green chili Alfredo. That's always my favorite, and of course their patio. That's pretty awesome.
A lot of entertainment. Then you have Milton's Brewery.
We have the first brewery in Carlsbad is located in our downtown, which we're super fortunate to have them. They moved, actually, when they first opened, they were located right outside of the district. And I think if you ask the owner, he'll say moving into the district was one of their better moves. Well, they did lose, their outdoor patio space, but we've been working together. I mean, when we do the third Thursdays, they'll put a temporary patio up. Throughout COVID, that was a thing. So we've been able to make it work within the space. And they're in a really cool, the old Oddfellows building, which is another historic building in our district.
If you don't know what the Oddfellows are, look them up on the internet. We used to have one right there.
Actually, I'll even give you one better, a project of our Arts and Cultural District, as well as the Historical Society and the Carlsbad Library. We put together what's called a Heritage Walks project. And if you look at Carlsbad Heritage Walks up online, or even just come on downtown, there's actually a video interview on the Trinity Hotel with Dell, the owner, and we have one on the Oddfellows. So it's with people with connections to what they historically used to be. So that's another project that we've worked on, which I think it's really cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah,
that
so
is
definitely check out some of those videos. We have about 12 or 13 of them.
You know, the Trinity is, I don't know how many rooms they have, 9, 10 rooms. 8? It's kind of like a bed and breakfast
8,
almost.
I believe. 7 or 8.
7 or 8, but they're
magnificent rooms.
the heritage and the history has been retained
100%
in the rooms, in the building. Even some of the ghosts from the past are still there.
That's what they say.
Oh no, I know.
Thankfully, I haven't met one, but
I did. You know what? I got to tell the story.
Yeah, go for it. It's this and that, right?
Me and my wife. Yeah, this, that, and the other. So we're talking about this, that, and the other. This is one of those other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting when you go in the restaurant over there in the back by the window. I was facing the bar, and it was a Sunday morning. There wasn't very many people in there. There was two people at the bar, a young lady and a young man, and I thought they made a very handsome couple. And beside of them was a roll of glasses, and I'm sitting there staring at this couple, and all of a sudden, this glass goes flying off the bar counter.
Oh my God.
And I'm going,
Like, oh.
okay, neither one of them threw it. What happened? And as soon as I was thinking that, another one went flying off. And those people at the bar were really freaked out.
Like,
The waitress came over and I said, "Was that one of the ghosts?" She goes, "Oh yeah."
We're used to him in
Yeah,
here.
they said, well, we were over there talking about another restaurant in town, and I guess they didn't like
They didn't
it.
like that. Wow.
So they said they do that quite often. If they don't like a conversation or anything, they'll let you know they're around.
Wow.
And I remember Dale Balzano, the owner, told me that the night before they opened, they had the place all set up, ready to go for the next day, for the grand opening. Got there the next day, and all the tables and chairs were in the middle of the room stacked up on each other.
Oh wow. They were like, we don't.
Yeah.
Not ready.
But I think the ghosts have, they're okay with it now.
I think they like it. Yeah. I mean, they've been running a great business for years, so I think they like the idea of the restaurant
But
now.
that's what's neat about our downtown. I mean, this hotel we're talking about made the cover of a book about ghosts in New Mexico or buildings, whatever it's called. It's great, and I know Milton's brewery, brewing their own brew and stuff like that. They have a lot of entertainment down there.
They do, yes.
A lot of musicians. Your daddy even reads some books and stuff.
Sunday story time.
Yeah.
I mean, they have trivia, open mic night, you name it.
So come on downtown.
Yeah, come on downtown. And you did mention that they brew their own beer, and since we are mainly talking about CavernFest, I'll segue. Now I'm back onto the this, right?
Yeah, this.
Then we're on to that. I actually, I love Lucas Donnell, all the owners at Milton's Brewing, and I pitched an idea this year, and please come to CavernFest and make sure you get to Milton's early, because there's going to be a very special CavernFest beer on tap.
Really?
That yours truly helped brew.
Really?
Yep. I kind of gave him the idea of I'm not a huge beer drinker, like I did mention. I'm a wine preferred, but there are a few certain beers that I enjoy, and I wasn't just gonna go to them and be like, hey, you guys should brew this beer. It's like, if they took me up on my idea, I was like, I'm gonna be back there on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. is when they brew. By the way, I didn't know that when I signed up.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
But yeah, so I got to be a part of the whole experience.
Have you taste tested it yet? Pretty good, huh?
5-star.
And what's the name of the brew?
You'll have to come to CavernFest to find out.
Oh, okay.
And you'll have to come to CavernFest, because with how good it is, in my opinion, I don't see it lasting throughout the weekend, to be honest.
And you drink beer, but you're not a big beer
like
drinker.
a few, yes.
Yeah.
Especially on the lighter
Okay,
side.
I want to know what the expert thinks, your dad.
He hasn't even tried it yet.
He hasn't tried it yet. Shh.
At the time that this was recorded, he has not tried it yet.
Okay, well, that's a good reason to go to CavernFest.
Yes, definitely.
Now, let's talk about CavernFest. This is a big festival. It's turned into a huge festival. Kat and her staff and the board and the committees, they do a great job. And your headliner is the Josh Abbott Band from Texas.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. They were actually a favorite of mine. I mean, if you've listened to Josh Abbott Band, their fiddle player, in my opinion, is just amazing. So I know I'm personally super excited to have them here. They've been great to work with so far. They're excited to come to our little slice of New Mexico, and
They
having
are
them
good.
on our CavernFest stage downtown. It's going to be amazing.
So check the Josh Abbott Band out on Facebook too. They're going to be the headliners, and We got a lot of new hotels in town, so we can accommodate a lot of people.
We do, and actually we have an event website, www.CavernFest.com. Same on Facebook, you can look it up. We do have some partner hotels that we're working with this year that are offering discounted rates for the weekend for folks traveling from out of town. So definitely check those out. They have links on our website, and we're super fortunate that they partner with us for community events.
Right. That's awesome. Now, okay, it starts on the 7th?
Yes, so that's Friday evening. We're going to be kicking off at about 5 p.m., right when everyone's starting to get off of work. On Friday, we're going to go till 10:30, 11. And then all day Saturday, so from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Actually, we're even going to start a little earlier. One of our Main Street businesses that opened this year, you mentioned that we have a lot of new businesses. Last year they opened the Desert Days Yoga Studio. They're going to be doing yoga on the lawn at 8 a.m. So for those that want to come before all of the hustle and bustle and enjoy a class, or even me, hopefully, in the midst of the stress, I might join them. But we're actually going to be kicking off early, but officially we'll kind of start around 10 a.m.
So for those of you that haven't been to Carlsbad, in particular CavernFest, it's downtown and the courthouse, right? Is kind of like
the courthouse lawn is the main.
Is the lawn? The lawn's beautiful. Got a big gazebo there, but people can bring their lawn chairs.
You can bring your lawn chairs. And speaking of the courthouse lawn, I of course have to mention. Like you said, it takes a small army to put on CavernFest, but there is no way possible we could do it without Eddy County letting us, of course, use the lawn,
their property,
as well as the city of Carlsbad for letting us use all of their streets. So the support that we receive also from our government partners is just amazing. To pull this off, yeah.
There's no parking, obviously, within the downtown area, but there's plenty around.
Yes.
Are you going to have any shuttles or anything for people parking?
This year, we're not. We kind of tried it out last year, and it just didn't really seem to work. But we will have, if you come and enjoy a little bit too many of my special brews that are going to be there, we will have safe rides provided by the City of Carlsbad Transit on both Friday and Saturday night. So we want you to come and we want you to enjoy, but please do so responsibly.
You know, Kat, we forgot a very important thing.
I think yeah.
It's free.
Oh, yeah.
It's free,
I'm like,
folks.
I knew I would get to that eventually, but yeah, I think we should have started with, it's a free, family-friendly street festival with music, food, everything.
One of the top artists from Texas.
It's completely free, and that wouldn't be possible without our community partners and sponsors.
Who are Chevron, I know.
This year's, Chevron is our title sponsor for the second year in a row, so last year's event must have been pretty good if they're supporting us again.
Well, last year you only had Randy Hauser, right? Or
last year was the Eli Young Band.
Oh, Eli Young.
Yeah.
Oh, well, excuse me, the Eli Young Band. Yeah.
Last year was an amazing success, but we have Chevron, XTO, ConocoPhillips, City of Carlsbad. We also have R360, CNB Bank, which they're celebrating their 100th year anniversary.
And they're downtown too.
They're downtown too. And during CavernFest, please do stop by. Their main stuff's going to be happening Friday for their anniversary celebration. But supporting CavernFest is a part of that. They're going to have food trucks, a lot of goodies going on. So while you're downtown, definitely come and check out CNB Bank as well while they're celebrating 100 years.
How many? I remember last year it was packed. I don't know how many people were watching the show, the Eli Young Band.
We had thousands.
Thousands.
I'm not going to lie, my obviously running around the place the entire weekend, but when it's time to get up on stage right before the headliner, you don't actually realize how many people. I mean, it's packed. Beer garden's packed, the courthouse lawn's packed, even just the whole area. But it's getting dark right before the headliner, and you get up there, and it's that okay moment where you get to actually kind of look and see what's out there, and
pretty overwhelming.
I wouldn't trade that feeling though for anything. But then I'm like, do I have to say something now? Now I'm a little nervous, but
now if y'all haven't figured out, there's going to be beer available. Right there at Milton's will be a beer garden. Is that what you're calling it?
Yes, and this year, every year we try something new and different, right? And we last year partnered with Lowe's, our local Lowe's store, off of our food truck alley, which that's what we call it here, but that would be Mermaud Street for those who might not know. And pretty much just when you get to the event, make sure you walk the entire event, because behind the parking lot, kind of behind our beauty college back there, this year we're going to have a second beer garden, as well as our Lowe's Cool Off Lounge. We're going to have a screen for those that might not want the kind of the dance floor, the hustle and bustle of trying to get a seat up at the main stage. We're kind of going to have a little second area. There will be some additional food trucks back there, and we're really excited to see how that turns out.
I heard there was around 30 food trucks, something like that.
Yeah, this year, well, maybe like 33.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
we were able to. Our food truck spaces sell out.
Whatever your palate is, your taste, there's probably something for you.
There's something for you, and we always try, and even with our vendors, we want to diversify it and have different. So like you said, I mean, if you want pizza, noodles, we're going to have everything.
You can have everything. Now, in the beer garden, what I'm calling the beer garden, will they be serving wine too in there? Yes. Okay.
You can't forget me, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought of that.
Even though I work all weekend.
I know you're going to taste the brew they made, but I know you're probably going to have a glass of wine, especially that last hour of the last day.
Yeah. And as well, I mean, during, of course, we do have the beer options available, but we always like to pride CavernFest as family friendly. If beer and wine's not your taste or anything like that, there's plenty of other drink options available, and even throughout the day, activities for the kiddos. We have a lot of exciting ones.
Let's talk about some of those activities for the kids, because I know as you walk around, because I'm looking at it in my mind right now, and Kat's right. You have to walk the whole thing, because there may be a little nook, cranny, there's something going on over there and you'll miss it. So be watching everywhere you go. And what it was, about 4 or 5 blocks?
Yeah, 6 blocks.
6 blocks.
Is kind of what we take over.
But every inch of that, there's something going on. They have vendor booths.
We have vendor booths, and as well as that, I mean, we have all of our amazing businesses that we're talking about. They're open throughout the event. Definitely stop into the stores that we have, or even come back after the event and be like, hey, I saw something in your window. But we have, I think close to 50 additional vendors, over 30 food trucks.
Which have the vendors are clothes and crafts.
Oh, they vary completely on
face painting for the kids.
Some of the activities, like you mentioned, there's going to be another local business has kind of partnered with us, the Top Knock Archery.
Right.
They're going to have some really cool stuff set up for people to use, not even just kids. I know, I'm going to go test it out. There's going to be a cornhole tournament.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yep, we're going to have all those good things. The foam party. We're going to have a video game truck, which is going to be really cool. We've had them at one of our events before, and I was super excited to bring them back. But
I've seen that truck before, and a lot of the teenagers really like that.
When I stepped in there, I was like, I don't even play video games, but it made me want to sit down.
Well, I think it's air conditioned too, right?
And it's air conditioned.
Yeah.
Yes. We know it's hot. We totally understand that. But CavernFest really was set as a summer kickoff festival, and I like it.
But like everybody says, it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just got back from down the bayou, Louisiana.
Oh, that is not a dry heat.
And that is not a dry heat.
No.
You get out of the shower and you're still
and
wet.
You're already,
Yeah. So it's I don't care how hot it gets. There's a place to cool off.
Sure.
Like you said, you have the cooling area.
And Main Street, we always provide, if you come and see our booth, which is, like I said, kind of bang smack in the middle, we do provide free waters for everybody. We're gonna do our best. We know it's hot, but we do our best to
have EMTs down there ready.
Yep.
But you can have so much fun, you don't have to worry about that stuff.
Right.
Now, you have more bands than just Josh Abbott Band. who's your second night headliner? Are they the first?
Josh Abbott Band is our Saturday night headliner.
Okay.
On Friday night, we're going to have Jesse Dayton as our headliner, which we're super excited
awesome.
for that. Yeah. So Friday night, the music. Saturday, it's kind of more Texas country geared. Friday's a little mix up, but in a good way.
What are some of the other bands that you're having?
So on Friday night, we're going to have Shiloh, which if you haven't heard them, or you might need to get them on here, they're amazing. They're more kind of regional. Art Vanderlei and the Shrinkage, they're a local band. And then throughout Saturday, we're going to have the Jack Nelson Band, Megan Patrick. She's pretty up there with Josh Abbott. If you haven't listened to her, we're gonna all have to YouTube all of these acts. But then our Cody Zane Wells Band. He's an amazing local artist. Holly Moon, Homegrown Boys. So throughout the entire.
So it's a variety of different genres of bands.
We want to make sure to kind of have something for everybody's taste. And before the live music kicks off on Saturday, even if you want to get there early, we're going to have a DJ out there throughout the day. So there's always something going on.
There's always going to be music playing the whole time. I don't know anything about Shiloh, but that's my son's name.
Oh, well, there you go.
They got to be good.
You're like, I'll see you then Friday at 7:30.
That's right. I want to see Shiloh.
They're pretty
and it's
awesome.
even spelled the same.
Yeah.
Shilo.
There you go.
So that's pretty cool. What are we missing? I know there's so much. What's one of the most popular things that the smaller kids are doing besides just being in awe?
Just being in awe. Honestly,
everything.
I think they really take advantage of all the activities that are offered there, like the free, like the bounce houses, all of those kind of stuff. That's where I always see the kids, or checking out one of the food trucks.
Okay, bounce houses. You're going to have bounce houses too. Yeah, and I think one of the bounce houses have water, right, where they can kind of cool off, or you did?
We did before. We're not going to this year, but...
I understand.
Yeah.
Got things like insurance and stuff to worry about.
See, and
I know you weren't going to say it. I was going to say it. Yeah.
That's usually what I have to worry about, unfortunately.
Of course.
We try within what we can do to make sure that everybody has a fun and safe time.
You do a great job. It's not easy putting on a festival.
No,
it's not at all. And when you got good people around you helping you out.
Yep. Yeah, we couldn't without, our Main Street board, a lot of them, even when I said 3 years ago was my first Cavern Fest, and that was after the COVID hiatus. I'd never even been to Cavern Fest before. So I didn't live here. I had just moved back. So I had no idea what I personally was stepping into, and if it wasn't the support of our Main Street board and all of they are veterans at Cavern Fest. We definitely wouldn't have been able to pull that off. But I've learned in the last 2 years.
I know I have a lot of viewers from El Paso and in Hobbs, stuff like that. When Cavern Fest isn't running, or there's other things to do.
Of course,
go to the caverns.
Go to the caverns, come cool off. Like we said, there's that heat element that we have here, but even just in our downtown. So the week after Cavern Fest, our Farmers and Makers Market starts, and that's every Thursday night, plus our Saturday mornings. We mentioned Milton's always has entertainment, but even just throughout the entire city, on our Carlsbad Main Street website, we have a community event calendar, so not just events within our district, but the entire community. We always like to showcase that. So if you look on there, there's always something happening. And we love to have you here.
I love your staging. You got a big, spacious stage for the entertainers. Your sound folks do a great job.
Yep.
This is a really professionally produced festival, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year. And And you're really not that too far from the river. You can go over and rent a kayak or bring your kayak or something like that.
And that's, like I said, we're with the partnership with the hotels. I mean, they offer that rate all throughout the weekend. So come for the event, stay for our beautiful caverns, outdoor rec. Even the caverns, they're going to be at CavernFest with providing info for everybody. I know they've had a super busy year out there, and
yeah, as a matter of fact, speaking of that, you might want to call and make sure you have reservations.
Make sure you have a reservation. Yeah.
Yeah, because they've been having such a
pretty busy. So
big year. They've been turning people away. So remember, make a reservation if you're going to go to Carlsbad Caverns. So there's something for everyone to do at CavernFest. Dad, Mom, you guys could go have a beer and a glass of wine. The kids can go get their face painted or jump on the. And I think you could even watch them from one of the beer gardens.
Yeah, you can.
So you can let the kids do their thing. Mom and Dad, you can do your thing. And if you're being Grandma and Grandpa, we'll take care of them too.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take care of everybody.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming today.
Of course, and thank you for having me.
Well, thanks Susan Crockett. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan. That's my board president.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she is.
I knew she was involved. I didn't know she was the president, but she's the one that called and said, "You need to get Kat on your show," and I said, "Absolutely." I'm gonna have to get Susan on there too.
Yep. Now she almost got invited with me. I'm like, hey,
that would have been okay.
I know. Yeah, Susan's awesome. So you'll have she needs her own segment.
Yeah,
just like my dad. So everyone's gonna have follow up after.
We have some very interesting
cool
people here in town.
Carlsbad. Yeah, we do. Just like the history of all of our downtown buildings. It's really, we always say in New Mexico, it's the people that make it. Right?
Well, for a long time there, I was real involved with the Carlsbad Hall of Fame.
Yes, yeah.
And
visit our museum while you're here.
Oh yeah, our museum is awesome. But we got a Carlsbad Hall of Fame, and we have 4-star generals in there. We have scientists. We got famous football players, famous baseball players,
favorite authors.
Even the children's show. I can't remember her name.
Sesame Street.
Yeah, Sesame Street.
I'm visualizing the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, I see the Big Bird.
My buddy Sonny Throckmorton, one of the most
musicians,
best country songwriters ever. He was born here in Carlsbad. We've got a great Hall of Fame and a great museum. I'm going to get to do a remote. One of our oldest radio station, it's an AM station, KCCC.
Yes.
I'm going to help Johnny Chandler and them. We're going to do a remote at the library because the library's awesome too.
Wait, when is this? Can I go?
It's going to be on the 31st.
Okay. Because they're doing a block party, summer kickoff, reading, festival thingy.
I know it's something.
It is.
Johnny Chandler said we want to do our first remote on KCCC since, because he bought it here a year or so ago, and it was dead air for a long time. Then he brought it back. Yeah,
he's been doing great.
And he's doing a good job.
I've been on there once or twice, and if Johnny's listening to this, usually he always makes fun of me being a vegetarian. So I'm like, at least, well, now you know that part. But
are they going to have a food booth for vegetarians?
There is vegetarian options at CavernFest.
There you go.
Thanks to your gracious host.
So again, that just confirms
something for everybody. Right?
There's something for everybody. So anyhow,
well,
thanks
I will
for
see
coming.
You then on the 31st as well for your live remote.
That would be great.
And at CavernFest.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I love the Josh Abbott band, and I want to hear Shiloh.
Sure.
And I don't know. Betty and I may just get bold and enter the beanbag tournament. What's it called?
The cornhole?
Cornhole,
okay.
yeah.
I'd be up bright and early, but...
Well, I'm just a country boy. You know that thing where you throw that beanbag in? That's
and then we know the one.
That's me. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Danny. Appreciate it.
You've been watching This, That, and the Other show, and as you can see, we've been talking about this, that, and the other. Come join us for CavernFest on June 7th and 8th. And again, before we leave, give them the website again?
Oh, just www.cavernfest.com, or even just look up Carlsbad Main Street. We're all linked together, or if you're on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, YouTube, whatever it is, we're on there.
I might even be able to remember that website.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty.
So if I can do it, I know you can do it. All right, we're out of here. I'm Danny C. Fletcher. See you all later. Bye. Oh, yeah. This, that, and the other.